Hello, welcome to another episode of Funjelah. This time you are joining us in the green room at the ACL Live at the Moody Theater in Austin, Texas. I have a show here tonight. Very excited about that. But before we get into my show tonight, we did an amazing episode with Christy, Carlson, Romano. You may know her from the Disney Channel. When I'm telling you Disney, like, she is... I'm pretty sure her last name is Disney. She's part of everything on Disney. Even Stevens, Cadet Kelly, Kim Possible. The list goes on. If you're a millennial, younger than me, elders, we're right at the tip. But Danielle, when I tell you, knows every word to even Stevens. We had a great time. You guys, this episode was so good. Did you know that Christy got shot in the face? And we get into it. It was a wild story. So we get into her gratitudes and attitudes, but honestly, not even until the end of the episode, because we had just a really great conversation talking about skincare, her getting shot in the face, and how her skincare may have helped her. It's a great conversation, and you guys are really going to enjoy it. If you want to call us and tell us what you're grateful for or what you're mad about these days, Danielle, tell them what the phone number is.
747-300-5380.
Call us, tell us your gratitude or your matitude. Don't forget, I'm on tour right now. How can you forget? I'm literally talking to you guys while I'm on tour. So go to my website, Anjelah.com. Get some tickets to one of my shows, wherever I'm going to be near you. Get your tickets before they sell out. So go to my website, Anjelah.com, and enjoy this episode of Funjelah. Bye.
And also,
I missed something? What did I miss?
like and subscribe and leave us a review.
Oh, yeah.
Follow
Like,
us
subscribe,
and stuff. And
comment.
yeah.
Leave a review.
Be a fan.
Be a fan, you guys. Be a fan, tell a fan. Okay? Love you. Bye.
You love me, I can tell.
Girl, same nail polish. I like
Crystal
we're
Joe
we're on a
with the
vibe.
nail.
Yeah.
Crystal
We're on a
nail with
vibe already. You were so excited for that moment right there.
I was. I waited this whole time.
Wait, okay, so finish telling me about your husband and you doing the podcast
what?
stuff.
Yeah. So podcasting is crazy, and why I have so much respect for people doing it. It's a very saturated market, and unless you're like a master of your craft, or you have a very specific niche or a very specific message and theme, it can be dicey, because then it becomes like dramatic, and like, you know, you're cutting together the spiciest moments from something just to get attention and stand out. So we played the game, and we played it really well. With we produced like 5 or 6 podcasts at one time.
Wow. And
I was doing 2. Wow. I was like a co-host on one, and then I had my own on another. And it really is such a good space and time to be like a creator, right? Like comics, I feel like, have been almost like the original creators. It's like you created the trends, you created the jokes, you created what people quote. But it's like creators use that to then kind of create their own, I don't know, their own brand.
Yeah.
And I've used nostalgia for a long time, and I'm finally now at 41 like, I'm going to step away from that and kind of live in.
Is it because you're tired of it, or you feel like you have to? Like, why you want to step away from nostalgia?
I have a really love-hate relationship with nostalgia.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's hate as much as it's like disillusionment, right?
Okay.
Like, and I'm very much like, I am the millennial audience. Like, we are all kind of jaded and tired at this point, and we've lived a million lifetimes collectively as a generation. And so it's like, I love to talk about it, just like I think a lot of my quote unquote fans or supporters do. But then, like, if you lean too much into it, then it's cringe.
Sure.
And I have a hard time talking about it in just one way, because I was like, well, if y'all are really asking me what it's like to grow up working for Disney, then I'm going to actually tell you.
Yeah.
So I had a whole podcast talking about that. And I think for a lot of people, when they feel dysregulated about their own childhood, they get mad
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? So then they're
yeah.
like, wait, but when I had a hard childhood because my parents divorced and I watched your shows, and now you're telling me you were struggling or you were, you know,
Yeah.
it kind of ruins it for them. And so
Interesting.
I have no interest in doing that.
Okay.
But
That makes
I
sense.
do have an interest in finding my own brand and growing that or
That's
whatever.
interesting. Thanks for sharing that.
Oh, sure.
I didn't think about it that way. Like,
Did I ruined it for you
no,
now?
like it's such an interesting like impact that to be aware of people, like it's such an innocent like nostalgia. Let's like go back. Let's talk about like, you know, and there's walking the line of living in the past. Like we don't want to live in the past, but let's remember it. I love following those videos on TikTok or Instagram where it's like the girls that get dressed up in the early 2000s outfits.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's so
and
fun.
it's so I'm like, oh my God, I
doesn't
used to
hurt
wear
anybody.
that.
Yeah,
I
right.
love that. Whatever.
Right.
But like if I actually like started wearing it again, then I'd be like, oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Listen, it was fun to talk about and look at it and go, aw, and then you gotta move on.
I feel that. I feel that. You know who? There's a comedian who does wear a lot of that stuff, and I think she's had it's Eliza Schlesinger.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Her last couple birthday parties were like
She
Y2K
does themes. Yes, I love that.
Yes. So I mean, I think
She did a rave this last one.
that's so fun for her.
She's
and I
great.
think that being emotionally immature actually is skincare.
Oh, talk about it. Talk about it for a second.
I think that it is, there's something to like when people come up to me and they're like, you look so good for your age. And I'm like, great. I haven't grown up yet.
Yeah. No, you actually look amazing.
I love
like
that.
I'm staring into your face right now going,
I love
hold
you.
on.
Thank you.
Wait. Do you have a crush? What is happening?
I already
Your-
have clearly.
Your
crush.
skin is amazing.
Thank
What do you do for your skin?
So I'm a big skincare girly, especially after this accident that I had.
Oh, let's talk about it, please.
Of course.
Okay, no, well,
But the skincare
can it be your
thing-
attitude? Or
Yeah.
we're gonna do our attitudes and gratitudes, but I really want to know about getting shot in the face. That doesn't have to be your attitude, but
Okay.
whatever. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You want to start now?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, because I was on skincare. I was like, I'm so ready to talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
skincare.
yeah, yeah. I want to
Wait,
hear.
I
I
wanna
do
hear the skincare too.
I do want to hear your skincare, but then you remind me about you getting shot in the face.
Yeah.
Let's do skincare first, then shot in
Yeah?
the face. Okay. And action.
Skincare, I'm 41. I turned 41 on the 20th of March, which is wild. It's real wild.
Not
Because
a
when you turn
wrinkle in
40,
sight.
it's like, yeah, 40. You know, 40 is the new
Sure.
30, or you know, you're only
Whatever
as
you wanna tell yourself.
much as you feel. Right? Yeah. You try to tell yourself a lot of things, and I think you have this adrenaline rush from turning 40. And so I dumped a bunch of money into my 40th birthday, and it was like more than my frickin' wedding. And I looked back and I was like, at 41, I managed to swing like a little influencer privilege dealio down the way in an area called Round Top. And my girlfriends went, and it was just so great not to have men around.
Yeah.
I loved
Just
it.
do your girl trip.
Yeah.
I love
But
that
it
for
also
you.
got me to focus on the fact that I'm 41.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, here's a
I'm
thing.
hurting in the morning. And yeah, but no, I love it. I actually kind of think it's very sobering to be 41.
Okay.
Yeah. You can be drunk, you know, off of being 40 because you hear so many good things about turning 40 from other women.
Yeah.
It's like, no, when you're 40, you just come into your own and you stop giving a shit. And I'm like, those things are true.
Uh-huh.
And then you're also getting older. So
Yeah.
it's like, I have these two kids. I have a 6 and 8-year-old. I'm like, I think life extension is now like a thing to think on. But in terms of the skincare, right?
Yeah.
I just did, I did like a plasma microneedling.
Ooh. And did you see a result like a definite result where you're like, this was worth it?
You know, I think it was. And people always ask me like, okay, is this product good or is that? And I'm like, it's all good.
Okay.
I'm like a maximalist when it comes to this stuff because I
Okay.
think that, you know, skin is the biggest organ on your body. And so to treat it with as many things that you want to investigate for yourself, with it's skin care. So it's like you just do what you want to do. So I love to try all the things. And then
so the microneedling plasma, they actually poked holes
yeah,
in your skin.
yeah. And they also take your blood, which is crazy that they are like legally allowed to do it. But it's like a nurse,
Okay.
esthetician nurse.
Okay.
And they'll take your blood out, they'll spin it around, and then they'll mix it with like some stuff and some serum. And they
then
put it
back.
Yeah, but then they stamp it into your face.
Whoa. Oh, and then how long does
is
it
that
take
the
to
one
recover?
they call the vampire facial?
No,
Oh, that's different.
You know what? You would think it would be, but no. I think the vampire facial is like blood based, whereas this is the plasma.
Oh, that's different.
It's
That's
two different things.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually would be interested. I would probably do anything. You know, that's how much I'm starting to slip into this this addiction of skincare. But I'm also like, I didn't get Botox until I was 36.
Okay.
So I was.
When did I get Botox? I started late too with Botox. I don't remember when it was, but I definitely started later.
Yeah, I was scared. Were you scared?
I didn't want to look weird. I didn't want to have an effect like I've heard of like people's eyelid drooping, and I already have a droopy eyelid all by itself. I don't need help with. I got you covered. You know what I mean? So I was scared of that kind of stuff happening. Now, the last time I got it was like a year and a half ago. Year ago.
Wait, are you kidding me? This is you. A year. You look so tight. She's smiling, but I'm like, she's still tight.
I'm scared of not having facial expressions.
Sure, yeah.
Because I emote
You're
so
funny.
much on stage.
Yeah.
And then also the girl who does my Botox, she was telling me about how she's had Botox for so long, and then she didn't get it for whatever reason for a little while. And it was the first time her son had seen her frown. And he was like,
really?
Like he thought she was mad. He was like, "Are you mad at me?" But it was she was doing this, and he could finally see that, and he'd never seen it before. Oh, and I was like, I don't want that.
Oh yeah.
Like I want Rosie to be able to see all my facial expressions, and then I don't want to look plastered, but I do want to just slow it down a little bit.
Skincare, yeah. That's the thing. So my mom's generation, and my mom's like 78, they got the ratchet like face lifts and like the craziest. Like when they went in, I remember this one time. She got like tattooed eye makeup or something.
Oh, that was such a trend. That
and
was
like
my grandma did
eyeliner.
it, my aunts did it, all of it.
Yeah.
And it was so painful. And she came home and she was crying her eyes out. And I was like, I don't know, 17 at the time. We lived in Cali, and I was just like so sad for her. And I was like, I never want this. It turned me off, like all the little things that she was doing. But now it's like when you start to look at how far it's come, there's this other thing, and I got to pet your doggy for a second.
Please, yeah.
There's this other thing I do want to mention is called Sculptra. So Sculptra is a biostimulant, okay? Biostimulant that essentially wherever you put it in, it's a hyaluronic acid based like biostim that when you put it in your temples, because as we get older, the temple area is when it starts to hollow out.
Okay.
And you start to look a little bit older. You don't have that. But it's
I was
like you can see
my
it though.
cheeks would hollow out a little bit. Actually.
No, you don't, because this is why you look so young and you don't need Botox.
Yeah, can my down here hollow out a little bit?
I mean, there's things for that. I'm sure there's like that people say there's all these other stupid things, but ideally, I think you want that fullness because for the longer
you want it
that
to be
it is
plump and bouncy.
Yeah, and so anyway, that Sculptra, wherever they poke it, it goes in and it's not filler. So it's the alternative to filler, in my opinion, because filler it's a foreign body that sits.
And it stays in you for like 20 years or something.
Yeah, then it migrates, which is why when you see those crazy, like people's lips.
Yeah, and they call them pillow face.
Yeah.
Because
no.
It starts to pull.
Yeah.
Not
you
where
have to
you want
dissolve
it.
it. Yeah. So Sculptra to me is really interesting because it on its own gets absorbed by your body. And then it will create, your body is then triggered to create collagen in the places it was poked.
Smart.
So a lot of people I talk to, and I try to talk to people who've either had it done, you know, so I'm like, are you liking this too? Or is this just me? And cause it's convenient. And they're like, no. Or like estheticians I'll talk to and they're like, yeah, I really like it. So far so good on Sculptra.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. No zombie outbreaks yet.
Okay. Well, you keep us informed on all the good skincare stuff because you're winning is what's happening right now.
Yeah. I mean, I got shot in the face about a month and a half ago.
You've healed so well. I don't know if that's makeup, but from your video online, you can't even tell you've been shot in the face. That looks so scary. And also, I was reading how it happened. I am so mad at whoever was being not safe.
Yeah, of course.
What in the F? What?
Yeah.
Tell me the details of everything, how it went down, please.
Of course. I would love to tell you like all the details, and I'm sure
But you can't because you're in litigation.
No, I'm not in litigation.
I just added my own.
That's also a detail. But it's one of those things where it's more to sort of keep focus on what I think I'm willing to share about the journey of healing, right?
Okay.
And also this is, I think I'm always going to be a proponent of gun safety. Like, why would I ever not be? And I have 2 children, and it's like sometimes scary to think of them to go to school. And we actually, you know, in Texas, they've zoned certain districts. I'm not sure if it's all districts, but in our district, they've zoned these public schools to be police stations so that they can carry.
Wow.
So our police officers carry to protect the schools.
Oh, okay.
And I know that's probably unique, and I don't know if California has that.
What do you mean?
He's a gun.
The police officers?
Yeah.
At the
don't
school.
all police officers do?
At the school,
But
at a public school.
At schools, they don't
Yeah.
normally.
Well, they
allow
didn't.
them.
I'll tell you that. They didn't.
Oh, I don't
and
know
then
that.
Nashville happened. And then I think a lot of people, you know, who moved
that's
here.
interesting.
A lot of people who moved here were like, yeah, we gotta figure this out. So, but gun safety is so important. And, you know, I live with, my husband is a Marine veteran. He is a he always tells me that I'm a rifleman first. You know, that's what they say about Marines.
Oh.
And that they're like, he's shaking his head. I guess it's just how they're known for, in terms of what Marines view their skill set is in priority.
So he was probably pissed that this happened.
He's thank God he started to around November. I was like, hey, I have this weird feeling I want to go back to church. I don't know why. And he was always kind of struggling with his spirituality since he was, you know, he deployed, and he's always been sort of in his head, and he's very smart, so he's always intellectualizing stuff. So he's like, how about this? But we'll go for Christmas, okay? So we went for Christmas, and then this happened, and he had already been thinking about like stoicism, and in the moment that he saw me get shot, right? And it was bird shot, which I've shared, but it was the bird shot scattered, and it hit me, and I was just standing at an angle where it went through here.
Son of a gun.
Yeah. But the strangest part about it is that I've had multiple trauma surgeons tell me that they're like, we don't want to say miracle, but it is what it is, right? Where it's like, you know, I'm a millimeter. I have 2 fragments in my body. So I have a fragment behind my eye.
Wild. Whoa.
Yeah, but it's a millimeter, meaning like a pencil tip away from anything vital that would have me blind in this eye.
Unreal.
Wow.
And it's gonna not move because it's in very condensed fat tissue. And then the other fragment is here. There's like a little red spot. But we're trying to get, like, I got a laser with that micro needle to get the red pulled out, and that's how like laser works, is like it pulls it out. So there's a bullet fragment there, very small, stuck in my front skull. But even that was a miracle, because they were like, if you would have been any which way, if your head would have been down or your thing up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then it scatters, the bird shot scatters, and the bird shot scatters like through my ear. So I had like you got a new piercing. I'm like, I didn't want that. Like, why are we making jokes right now?
Oh no.
Although I will say I was very funny, Anjelah. You would have been proud.
In trauma brought out all the comedic timing.
I was so funny.
Oh, that's good.
We're flying down after I was hit, and we're flying down the freeway to go to like the closest tiny little whatever hospital, and I've got like blood pouring out of my forehead.
Oh my God.
Blood was not coming out of the eye. It was kind of, I think it was just in so much shock because so much
Oh my gosh.
trauma had been done behind, but it was under the fat tissue, right? Which is what is even more miraculous, is that it just didn't hit bone, it didn't fracture anything. It was like zip right into the place where wherever God planned for it to sit. So
Thank God you went to church on Christmas.
I mean, there you go. It's Catholic guilt.
That's
Should have
what it
gone more. Wouldn't have got hit at all. I was raised Catholic, so there's always that.
The Lord's up there like, see?
See?
I told you.
See?
See you on Easter.
Exactly. Oh, you better believe it. But yeah, so we were flying in the car, and I said, you know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And I was just like, what else am I gonna say in this moment to try to? And it wasn't my husband. Clearly, it wasn't my husband.
No, of course.
But it was the female instinct is to just take care of everybody. So like immediately I forgave. Like immediately I was like, oh, it's all good. Like, oh, I didn't scream. And strangely, I had just been in a there was this crazy reality show that I did called Special Forces. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, and then they have you go through all the regimen. Yeah.
So I was in season 3.
Okay.
And
so you're tough.
I made it pretty far. Well, my husband trained me.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
And I did it this May last year was when we filmed it in Wales, and I like jumped out of helicopters.
Oh, wild.
I got gassed and buried alive, and it was nuts.
I'm not signing up for that.
No, like that was insane.
Yeah.
But the craziest thing as a mom, you go there and you're like, but no one's gonna wake me up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I don't have to vacation.
I know, it was like, yeah, I kind of had a good time. I'm not gonna lie, it was like camp with absolute terrifying conditions.
That's wild.
But they tell you to like put your hand up with a thumb up. And after I got hit, it reminded me of being back in this like really scary TV show that I had just finished, or it was just airing. So I like relived it through watching it in January. And so as soon as I was hit, I took a knee because I was just in shock. And my husband goes, are you hit? And I was like, I threw that damn thumb up. I'm like, why would I throw the thumb up? That's the opposite of what you're supposed to do. I throw the thumb up like I'm on TV again. He's like, oh, so you're good. I'm like, no, I'm hit. And he was like, oh, crap. And
no.
Yeah, wild times.
Did you see it happening before it happened? Were you like, I'm about to get hit. This is not like...
No, because the conditions were such that it was very regulated and you would think that it was very safe. But it's the individuals that need to understand before going and trying to do something like this. They need to be fully either evaluated, or they need to really understand that this is possible, right? Like gun safety it's for everyone to kind of
Did they get arrested?
Understand. No. But there's no...
You're just ready for a lawsuit in any situation.
I know. So it happened on my husband's birthday.
Wow.
And I couldn't help but be like, again, like I said, I was trying to be so funny. And I just kept saying to my husband, I was like, you still gonna me?
Hilarious.
Because I was like, at the end, I was like, God damn it. Am I ugly? I did. I couldn't believe I said that to him. I think I said it in front of nurses. And they must.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was the trauma shock of body just like.
Yeah. There was no filter.
Funny.
There was no filter.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So yeah, so that was fun and fun and feb.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so you had surgery and stuff?
No surgery. So this is what is so miraculous. Why I'm wearing my cross now, right? I got that for my birthday. Is that, like I said, it's a millimeter away from anything vital, and we went into, from one small place. Then I ended up having to take the ambulance. And what was really crazy is they didn't have room for me in 3 different hospitals.
Whoa. What?
For real. Because they were at capacity with people who had the flu.
Oh.
Yeah, it was wild to me. I was like, guys, I'm literally a gunshot wound.
Yeah, a gunshot victim.
In the face.
GSW.
Can I just get a bed?
This guy has a fever, though, and we're going to need you to move to the next hospital.
This elderly man is coughing. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I didn't understand it. And I'm usually a really, really healthy... moms are generally like, just stitch me up, I'm good.
Yeah.
But this time it was like, no, we need to evaluate you like further to see if you need surgery. And so that's when I started to get a little bit more freaked out, and I was like, shit, like what? And my husband had thought, now he tells me, I thought that even though it was a millimeter away, that at any moment you were going to be like, oh my God, I can't see. Like he thought it was going to move.
Yeah.
Or like, so he was like waiting.
Oh my God, you should have joked him. You really, you should have given him a couple
girl.
of, hold on.
He never told.
It's going. Oh no.
You know what I am going to, I'm not around.
Do it.
No, if I do it, I'm very superstitious now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm so superstitious. But what I will tell you is that what I did do is I went
Like you just
like a couple times while we were in the hospital because I was just rolling. I didn't need Moody. I didn't need the Moody theater. I did though. I did do that a little bit.
Do you see that white light too?
Who's that man behind you? His wings are so big.
Grandma?
He deserved it. He deserved it. Oh man, I thought I was gonna be so cool and hang out with my man, go on that show, and be like gassed and buried alive. And that's what happens when you marry a Marine. You ever date anyone in the armed forces?
No, my husband makes music. No. He writes songs and watches the Hallmark Channel daily.
So sweet.
Yes, very much so. He was just telling me, he's like, I got my results from my doctor appointment back. They said I have too much estrogen. I was like, that tracks. That tracks.
Oh no.
But that is wild. And did your kids know what was happening?
Okay, this is great. These are conversations I haven't had, certainly on pods, and people don't know what to ask, right? Like people are always like, where do we start here?
Yeah.
So when I went home, it was hard because first of all, no surgery was needed, thank God. And like we got some family members, a former nanny who's now like my best friend, was able to come in and just be like, okay, I'm gonna help. And so we did end up going home by like 10 p.m. and the girls saw me in the morning and they were a little confused, but because my spirit was like, so hey guys, like everything's fine, mom's good. I had like ice pack on my face immediately. I did one of those like rolly ice rollers a lot. Like, those really helped. And a little hydrocodone they gave me, a little Norco, whatever that is.
Little assist.
Yeah.
Little volley there. When you recorded that video that's on Instagram, how soon after was that?
I came home from that was at like, was that? Might have been, that was when I came home from the hospital because I was still wearing the outfit that I got shot in.
Okay.
And
so did you puff up more after that? Like, did your swelling get crazy, or is that?
It maintained. No, that's it. That's how it was like that. I would say until that next day, and I kept icing it.
Good for you. Good thing you do all that skincare because, honey,
yes,
you knew all the tricks.
Bitch, I got sculpture like a week before.
You had all
of the tools.
Good thing you had plasma in there. You know. Good thing you had some extra plasma to donate. That was like,
do you know what I mean? Just smoosh it around. People are asking me, they're like, do you think that, like maybe that helped with the healing, or maybe that you have more collagen pumping through your face because of this? I was like, I don't know.
I mean, it's an injury.
Sure.
Right. And so that's what happens. Yeah. That's why you do that microneedling, because it causes the injury to the face.
So
which is
what we're saying is everybody go get shot in the face if you can. If you want to look young and beautiful.
The hottest new skincare tip. Hey, you guys. Tune in for more tips later.
Skincare hack.
Skincare hack.
Oh my gosh, Christy, what is...
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. And I didn't tell you what I told the girls. So basically, they came in and they saw me and I had the ice roller. And I was just like, so I fell on a rock.
Oh.
You fell on a rock.
I said I fell on a sharp rock because of the one point on my face.
They don't follow you on Instagram.
They're so offline. It's so lame. Those kids need to
My daughter's never... She's going to get social media when she's an adult. So
she should.
It's fine.
Wait as long as possible. We're like very anti that. And we don't even...
Same.
We also don't... I'll post their faces on Christmas.
Oh, no, I post her all the time.
I love your daughter.
But she's not getting her own social media.
No, yeah. And some people are... And I respect that too. Like, because, I grew up as a kid actor and stuff. I have this very unique approach to like all of that. And I'm a very moderate person. Like, if you want to do it, do it. There, or if you even want to try to make videos with your kids, like that's on you. Because that's going to come potentially... There's a lot to that in the future, but I don't feel like with my parenting, like when I see my other friends, I don't try to be the judgy friend.
Sure. That's great.
Parenting judginess. Like everyone's got their own journey. I've got to deal with my kids. You deal with your kids.
That's right. That's right.
I don't even have an opinion. Anyway, so I told him I fell in a rock. And then before my daughter went to school, because it made like news.
Oh, yeah.
It
did make the news, yeah.
It was on ABC World News.
That's how we found out.
Yeah.
Oh, we saw the news first.
Yeah. ABC World News Tonight. Like that guy. That like hot anchor guy that everyone likes.
Oh, yeah.
That he just
like,
got made fun of for clipping the back of his shirt.
Oh,
yes, that guy.
Yeah.
That's the same
but
one.
he's a very handsome dude. What is his name?
Oh.
I forgot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But we all know who we're talking
Yeah.
about.
I don't watch his show,
Brown
but
hair,
I do
brown
follow
eyes.
him on Instagram.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
And he was talking, and it was very surreal because I'm like, that's that hot anchor guy that he's talking about me getting shot. That's so weird.
Wow.
And that's when all the grandmas started to call. Okay, all of the GGs and they were like, "Did you see on the nose? Is she all right?" And then, but
so
that
then
was,
you had to tell him.
But that's when also a lot of people started praying for me too. Like a lot of
Bring
like
those prayers.
churches
Come on,
and
bring on the
grandmas and like all that stuff started to happen, and I got a lot more like you've received a miracle, and like I've only had the nostalgic people, but this was like different, and I did feel very lifted up. I'm not gonna lie. For a person that doesn't go to church, it was like, oh, this is like people are rallying to root for my wellness, and it is, you know, when you come down off of the adrenaline rush. And then you're getting multiple people telling you this is a fucking miracle.
Yeah.
You start to be like, why me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, well, what do I do now? What was I left here to do? You know?
Wow. Yeah.
It's kind of.
That's amazing that you could feel the prayers of people, that you could feel lifted up, that you could like tangibly feel that. That's incredible.
And also the comment section, like, you know, and there was a couple crazy people. There was a couple really wild comments that were unsettling, but I think my husband was more affected by that than me, because he just wants to fight when he's, you know, and he was dealing with his own adrenaline rush of coming down with that. So, but no, I mean, all in all, it was a good experience. So the reason I chose to shoot that piece of content, put it out there, not only for that awareness, right? But yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna share about this. Yeah, it's cool. It's interesting. It's now a part of my story.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
Thank you. And not to mention, I still work. I do like a lot of work online. And I had like a skincare. I mean, again, skincare, but like I had like a deadline that I was supposed to post something for like a skincare thing.
Oh no.
And I was like, do I go into hiding or do I just keep grinding?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, this isn't I'm not gonna hide.
Good for you.
I'm gonna own it. So that's what I did that for.
I love that. Okay, so did you tell your kids the truth? Did they ever
So before she went to school, because it was on the news, I was like, no, she's smart. She's 8. Her friends are gonna be like, so I saw your mommy on the news. Yeah. She got shot. Yeah. And now she doesn't even know what that's really about. So so we pulled her in, and I took my pill bottle of Norcos and I shake it at her, and I'm like, listen, mommy gotta tell you something. And I just said, hey honey, and I said, daddy, come sit here. And so we sat, and he was really nervous too, but he let me tell her, which is sweet. And I was just like, look, we said mommy fell on a rock, but we just don't want to scare you, and your friends might say something. But basically when mommy went to go with daddy, something happened where something shot out. And you see how this bottle has lots of pills in it? It came out. And so that's what kind of hit mommy in the face. But I'm still fine. As you can see, I'm totally fine. And that was it. Like,
and she received it well?
Yeah. She was like, okay. Because again, she could feel that I was like.
You're like, are you sure you don't want to cry? Are you. Show me some emotion about me. I almost died. I almost died.
And then I pull up the phone, and I'm just like, no more.
You're upset she didn't have it. You're all, okay, let me start over. I got shot.
Wait, let's repeat that.
In the face. Let me say it differently. I don't think you're understanding. Oh my God. But that's so good that she took it well, and good for you guys for sharing the truth with her before somebody at school said something.
I couldn't bear the idea that she'd come home and then she'd
you
feel
lied
betrayed.
to me type of thing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man, that makes me emotional.
Oh,
just thinking about like having to have like a real talk
that probably
like that.
made me the most emotional. Was
Oh man,
I think I'm still processing it.
Yeah.
You were mentioning you got some weird comments, and then your husband was like, "I'm gonna fight them." Does your husband ever get on and fight with social media people? Like argue with him?
Does your husband?
Does he?
Oh my God, I'm for this. They need to be friends. I'm so bummed he didn't come
Does
today.
he?
Dang.
Yes. Yeah.
When I tell you,
Tell me.
So I'll see like in my notifications if somebody that I follow leaves a comment on some sort of post that either I'm tagged in or that I posted. If I start seeing my husband commented on something like ding, 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 I'm like, hold on. And then I go and I look, and sure enough, it's like a paragraph of just like,
Rants.
oh, really? Oh, so you think because blah, 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 that my wife, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, no. Then I just got to text and be like, just don't.
Do you delete his comments?
Sometimes I do, but other times I'll just leave it.
Yeah.
But
it's
yeah,
so funny.
he
He's done
enjoys
that.
it.
Yeah.
Well, they love it.
Yeah.
It's chivalry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody just like, even if it's a dumb troll comment, like, oh, she's not funny. Who cares about those comments?
Yeah.
But every now and then my husband will have time today and he'll reply and be like, oh, she's not funny. Thank you for your opinion. That's real nice. You're real smart. Blah, 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 whatever. And I'm like, okay, we don't need any of that.
He's like, where's your sold out show, huh?
Yeah. Then he'll start doing that like, all right, sir, don't worry. We'll just be laughing at our sold out show over here. Just go ahead and, he likes to do that kind
and
of
your
stuff.
sister does it too.
Oh, yeah.
Your sister gets in on the comments. Yeah.
She does do that. My sister will go.
Is she little sister, big sister?
She's
big
okay.
sister.
She's older, but 4'11".
Okay, got it.
So she's
And you're
older
like,
little sister.
you
I'm
from
5'3".
Oakland?
I'm from the Bay Area, San Jose.
Yeah.
Are you from the Bay?
No, but I know about you. You were a cheerleader. You were a Raiders cheerleader, right?
Yeah.
You like throw hands.
Yeah, come to the show tonight. You'll hear about it.
I love
I was like, sometimes you go, you
every now
have
and
time
then,
too.
Every now and then I got time, but I try not to.
Right.
I really try not to.
Be more
But
the peacekeeper.
every now and then I got some time.
Yeah.
And usually when I got time, it's more of like I don't try to jab with the words. I try to like wrap it up in a bow and like hopefully you feel remorse at the end of whatever I said.
You remember Sarah
And usually they
Silverman?
do.
Like Sarah Silverman and that whole Twitter thing, or think.
Oh no.
So Sarah Silverman, like years ago, I think it was around COVID, there was like a hater and she was like, "Are you okay?" And then they went back and forth and the hater immediately was like, "I'm actually like just lost my job."
Oh.
And then she was like, "Okay, well, let me give you resources." And then he was like, "Thank you so much." And it was like she and a lot of people were publicly watching it go back and forth and it made the news. I don't know. It made something. And it was very lovely to see somebody who's, having to endure so much ridicule. And female comedians are I mean, I don't even know how you do it.
Yeah.
It's such a industry wise.
Yeah. There's so many trolly comments that are just like, it doesn't even sting. Like, why even
Do you
waste your time?
Do you follow Drew Afualo?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Yes.
Get her to follow her.
Yes.
Do I?
I don't know.
She's so funny.
But she's like, I feel like she's the queen of taking the trolls down.
Yeah, she's like invented.
She's so good at it. Yeah.
She's Polynesian, and she's just a baddie, and she'll roast these guys' accounts. So she'll use their comment, and then she'll make it content.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. She like pulls up their account and it's like, because people will always comment like, oh, like your fiance doesn't love you, like you're too ugly, you're too fat or whatever.
Wow.
And then she'll pull them up and be like, this you? Like basically, yeah.
That's funny.
And she's so, also her laugh is so contagious.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you gotta show me.
Yeah, I'll show you.
yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe I've seen her and
You
bet you have.
probably have.
the name I haven't connected. The name.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is.
She's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, our husband should meet, and oh my god, we should do a video of them responding to our trolls together. That's funny.
And they're just high-fiving the whole time.
Yeah,
say that.
Got him.
I'll come in and I'll like yours. I'll like your comment.
Yeah, you comment first.
Oh, I'll tell you that one too. If I ever get a sometimes I just block people.
Yeah,
I'd be like, whatever, block. Yeah. But if I see somebody left a trolley comment and then people liked their trolley comment, I will go and see who liked it. Block. All you get blocked too.
Yeah, it feels so good.
Oh, it feels real good.
Being petty's amazing.
Oh yeah, she's not even funny. 6 people liked it. All 6 of you. Block.
Yes.
Well, that's like even today. Somebody and we
Who
have
are
our,
these people?
yeah, we have our social chat, and someone was like pretending to be you, and they're like, we should report it, and then underneath it was somebody else who was like, she's not even funny, and I was like, report that one too.
Yeah.
Get them.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Gunshots, just skincare. We've already covered a lot, and we haven't.
I know.
even
I
gotten
was
to
like,
our
are any of
Maditudes
those
and gratitudes?
Yeah.
What is a Maditude in your life these days? Like something that's getting on your nerves, something that makes you mad.
Ooh, I
Just
gotta
your
get one.
Maditude. What is it?
Mad? I don't know. Mad?
Annoyed.
Yeah. Moms who don't hug.
Oh,
Mom, friends.
who don't hug?
Okay, so
Oh, well, Danielle doesn't hug.
Okay,
But you mean
I feel
hug
like
their children or
There
hug
should be more
other
context
adults?
to that. We
Okay.
can't just throw that out there and
Sure.
make me seem
I hug
heartless.
everyone.
Yeah, we
and
hugged.
I'll be everybody hugs goodbye, and then Danielle will be like bye, and like offer up a wave, and then I have to get used to just waving at Danielle at the airport when we part ways. When I'm used to like hugging all my friends, and I have to just be like,
You're a hugger.
see you next week, bye.
What's wrong? Who hurt you?
I don't know. My family, we're just not huggy
I get
people.
it. It's
Yeah.
environmental.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's what
Okay.
it is. Yeah.
Okay, I can get down with that. Maybe then we've
But let's talk about the
solved it.
moms that don't hug.
Yeah.
Like, which one
I
are
have
you talking
mom
about?
friends. You know, you see your mom friends, and you're just like, we're all in this together, and we're all
Uh-huh.
tired. And if you see your mom friends, and women too, like when you have a small community, you try to grow that community of mom
Yeah,
friends.
totally.
And you know, and so I've been really blessed. I actually just had an amazing girls trip for my birthday. I just got back from it today. I got this hat, which I'd love to tell you. I'd love to
Please.
tell you about this hat.
Please do.
I went to Round Top with them, and it was just such a great group of girls. And as I think women get older, we do end up feeling, I think, more and more isolated. I felt closer to my husband as my kids have gotten older to now where I'm at a point where I'm like, no, I'm ready to have mom friends now that they're older. Because for a while when they're really young, like Rosie's, your daughter,
yeah.
it's like you guys are just kind of relying on
Surviving.
your best friends, your family, your nanny, like whoever it is. You're like, okay, we're just in this. There's like 5 people on this hand, and this is all I got time for.
That's right.
And then eventually, and then you're doing it. You're going on your shows. You got to focus. Eventually, the palm kind of relaxes a little bit, and then you're like, but wait, I can actually find my feminine side and find it.
I can't wait for this season to go.
I mean, we're doing it right now, and I'm gonna hug you every time I see you, or
Okay, let's do
I'm
it.
gonna come into your comment section and protect you. But it's like that, where it's like over time. That's why the moms with the older kids, I'm always in so much awe of, because I'm just like, dang, you got through it. Like, how'd you do it? But there are sometimes some moms that maybe I don't know as well, and I'm like, I see them at gymnastics or something. I'm like, hey, girl. And I'm like, I come in and it's like, oh, that's not happening. They're like, they're not huggers. And I'm like, or it's like a really forced, weird hug.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, I'm going to hug you no matter what. Even if it makes you uncomfortable, I'm going to hug you harder. That's where I'm at with that. That's
Danielle
my bit.
is choking right now. She's suffocating.
I'm gonna put her in a
that
headlock.
corner. Do it. Do it. I did the other.
I'll work
a couple
on
weeks
it.
ago,
I'll work on it.
I gave her an unsolicited, unwarranted hug out of nowhere.
Oh, you did.
I did.
You came from
I
behind.
came up from behind. I'm
Yeah.
like, she won't
She
see
sneak
me.
attacked.
I sneak attacked.
I did freeze. I do remember. I definitely went. Oh. I was like, what's happening?
Yeah, I was like, I know you don't like hugs, but I need to give you.
Well,
a
is it
hug.
that you don't like? Do they physically feel
I-
strange, like sensorially?
No, you know what it is I think it's more like I my gut says like, oh, it's just because if it's people I don't know, but I obviously know you super well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I've just never been a touch person, and
Sure.
it has to be like someone I know so well that where I'm like, okay, yeah, we're super close. Like I do hug my mom. My mom does hug me.
Yeah.
So-
So it's probably
But my sister's that way too. Like, and I'll try to give my sister
You and
a
your
hug.
sister don't hug?
I try to give my sister a hug all the time, and she is like, she'll do the same thing. She's like, "What is wrong with you?" Like, she'll be like, "Get off of me."
So strange.
I don't know, but I don't know if that's just like a younger sister.
we're not shaming. I feel like it's like I don't
Yeah.
want to shame you.
No, I don't think
I
so.
do.
Let's have a hug.
I want to shame.
Too many cords.
She's like, it's so far.
So-
It was too far away.
No, I mean honestly, like sometimes I'm like, should I ask a therapist about this? Like, should we get into it? Like, what? I don't know what it is.
Here's the
I don't
thing.
know.
My sister used to not like to give hugs because her boobs are so big. And
Okay, thank
it
you.
was uncomfortable
I'm looking.
One, it was uncomfortable, but also growing up conservative
so-
Christian-y,
Well,
like
and then is it because she was really short, so her face was always in their chest, or
no, she was. It was like she would do side hugs because of the Christian.
Oh,
like,
sure, yeah.
She didn't want her boobs to like touch people because she.
thought about
Wow.
that.
It was
Like
a whole
Christian
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's what she said is she didn't like hugging at first because her boobs were big and she felt like
Wait a
ashamed
minute.
of them, and so she wouldn't.
Do I have religious trauma?
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Because I did grow up super Krish, and it was very side huggy.
Side butt.
Yeah,
Kind of.
Yeah.
Well, because boys are creepy.
Yeah, sure.
Boys
yeah.
are very creepy.
She's
No.
worked on it though. She gives hugs now, but she's not very like I'll give hugs.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna see you in 5 minutes, and I'll probably just give you a hug real
Yeah.
quick. Like,
So this is why people say I'm a hugger.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
it's coming in, but I think that's more creepy.
oh, and like meet and greets. I
Oh,
try
yeah.
to gauge the person.
do, yeah.
I used to just offer up everybody that walked up, but then I noticed some people weren't huggers. So then now I try to just body read,
Yeah.
and if their arms are coming out, then I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
and then it'll be I'll hug this person, the other person they came with, the other person, and then the next person throws out a handshake, and I go, okay, sorry, yep, we can shake. Let's do that. You know what I mean?
You need like one of those signs. My kids at their classroom, they have like fist bump, high five, or hug. And it's like you could like
which one would you like?
to it and be like,
That's
they just
funny.
go out for the knuckles.
That's funny. I will say, I feel like too, for years, I can always gauge. It's usually like the older women, they'll always go for a hug. And then I feel like if a guy's trying to be super gentlemanly, he'll be like, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do Comic-Cons, and that was similar.
Oh, yeah.
To have to like gauge people, but at Comic-Cons people are sweaty and stuff, so it's a little different. I don't mind it. I still do it. I'm a gangster at that. I'm like,
Yeah.
you came to see me, I'm gonna give you a hug.
Okay, so how tall are you?
I'm like 5'7.5".
Okay, so it's a little bit different. I'm a little bit shorter, 5'3".
Oh, you're right in the pit.
So I'm right at the pits.
Oh, no.
When I tell you the amount of sweaty pits I have had right here,
I just got
this right
physically-
here, some sweaty pit, girl. And there's times, I remember one time specifically, a guy put his sweaty pit there, and I
No.
couldn't help it, but I dropped my shoulder,
No.
and he goes, "Oh, sorry."
Oh, no.
I know I felt bad, and I was like, I wasn't trying to make you feel bad, but then that's weird that I feel bad that you feel bad that you put your sweaty armpit on me. Like, don't put your sweaty armpit. You know your armpit's sweaty. Don't put it on me. So,
no.
yeah.
I know, because you're kind of like, well, I'm glad you're self-aware, but
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
Change
step
your
this way.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
I do feel bad for guys with sweating. Like my husband, the older he gets, I feel like the more I see sweat stains under his arms, and I'm just like, babe, like, I love you. You're that guy now. Like you're that dad, and you've got sweat stains. And
How long you guys been married?
we've been together 14 years.
Okay.
We just celebrated our 11th
Oh, nice.
anniversary. Yeah.
We've been married 14 years.
Awesome.
We've known each other 14 years.
Surprise.
We moved real fast.
Yeah, no, but we were engaged in 6 months.
Yeah,
So-
us too.
So we were.
Well, we got married too.
That's awesome.
We met in
know?
August.
Mhm.
We were engaged at Christmas Eve, and then we got married in June.
Aw.
So we hadn't known each other for a full year, and we've been married for 14 years now. So
How did you know?
that he was the one.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things where you've been around the block.
Well, yes. It's a numbers game, I say.
You know what I mean? And you've been around the block, and then it just feels different.
Yeah.
It's that dumb when you know you know.
Sure.
It really is. And it was just one of those like, huh. And I remember telling my sister, because I didn't date seriously. I dated around, but never brought people home to my family and said, this is my boyfriend. Maybe like once, twice. Everybody else was just somebody I dated. So having a real conversation with my sister about him, I remember telling her, I think I love him, ? And her
She's
being
like,
like, really? And it was a whole like, yeah, this feels different. It was just one of those. So it was, I think, same for him too.
I the same thing for me for my husband too. Yeah, we played a numbers game, both of us. And then it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think what I say is like when your baggage is like the same pattern. It can be different sizes, but your emotional baggage is the same pattern. So it, like it's part of a collection. It's the same collection.
I love that.
You can take it.
That is
do what you want.
Interesting.
Thank you.
That's really nice.
I'm trying to visualize it right now.
I know.
It's like, what color is it?
Yeah.
That would be a cute little couples exercise of what your emotional baggage, your matching pattern looks like.
I like that. I know. I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, I guess every guy I dated, they had soft suitcases and I had the hard top. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
gotta find the right one.
Yeah.
Because well, it's funny because everyone, like you said, like, oh, when you know, and I'm like, I believe that because let me tell you, I knew it was a no.
Yeah.
For all the other ones.
Yeah.
I wish I would have known it was a no for a bunch of guys, actually, because I was one of those where it's like, you know, one thing I want to say is like to women, when guys tell you the guys do tell you who you are, and then we don't listen over the years, and you just try to hear what you want, or you try to make them, I can change them, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I wish I would have had me to tell. That's what I would tell my younger self.
Do you journal?
I should. I feel like I don't have time. And I also feel like my ADD has gotten so bad. Ever since my daughters were born and I haven't gotten sleep in like 8 years.
Yeah, it's harder.
It is. And my husband's got all these good habits. Like he works out. He like runs 6 miles a day. And he's like praying and doing all these new things with like, because after this he was like, I'm going to start to crack the Bible. And I was like, well, good for you. Look at him. I'm not even doing it. And I got shot. But it's like, I get to see his like habits form. And he's like, well, you should do this with me. And I'm like, I woke up twice last night, you know, and like
it's different for men.
Yeah.
My husband's the same way.
Really?
He has his gym ritual. He has everything. He's like he sets his mind to something and he just like does it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, I need to process it. Hold on. I need to like think it through, wrap my brain around it. Let me map out, okay, if I wake up at this time and then I have to get her breakfast and then I take her to my gym class. By the time I get home, I have to get ready. I don't have time to journal. I wanted to, but you know what I mean?
Do you journal?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, so when do you journal?
Okay, so it's definitely slowed down since having a baby for sure, but I still do it. And I've journaled since my early 20s. I have stacks and stacks of journals.
So dope.
And
do you think it's a comic thing too? Like, do you find...
Because this is before I was a comic.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I liked to document my life. Even if I didn't do anything special that day, I was writing it down. You know, it's Tuesday, March 23rd, 2003. I went to the grocery store. I bought this. Then I went to the bank. I don't have any auditions today because I was trying to be an actress. So I'm like, I don't have any auditions today. I'm still trying to get an agent. I just submitted to this like open casting thing. Hopefully I get it.
Yeah.
Just documenting my day.
Yeah.
So that years later, I can go back to an old journal.
Well, now your daughter can see it.
And just see what I did on a random Tuesday.
It's funny. I'm writing a memoir right now, and I'm having to forensically go back because I didn't journal. And I now have to talk to my mom, you know, and she does live here, so it's a little easier. And she hoarded every single thing ever, like literally every playbill. Everything. And so luckily now that's finally coming. She's like, I knew I was just doing it for some reason. and so now I have all this crap in my house and I'm like, okay, but this is good because I forensically am going back and having to confront what it was like to start working so young and like why is that weird that you know my kids are now at the age that I started acting.
Wow.
You know, so it's like there's a lot of reflection in my life right now, and then this accident has made me go deeper with that. So the fact that I'm currently writing this memoir, and I've got a deadline.
Yeah.
I've got a publisher.
Yeah.
It's a big publisher, and the deadline is looming. So like I have to not if there's any time. I have to figure it out. So I'm a little nervous about.
You'll get it.
Okay.
It'll come to you.
You'll.
This is what happened. All of a sudden, you'll get one of those moments where it's gonna go zoop, and it's gonna click, and it's just gonna go brrr, and it's all gonna come out, and you're gonna just get in this like groove.
Yeah. Are you ADD too?
I mean, not diagnosed, but. Pretty sure got a little bit of something going on. You can, you could ask Danielle.
Danielle, you're normal, huh? She's like really organized.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You are. There's something to this about the hugging thing and also being normal.
Oh, okay.
And like we're broken. Something about us is broken.
Oh no.
And that's why we need the hug, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Just remember that next time. If she's trying to get a hug from you, it's because she really needs it.
Okay, why we need the hug, and also why we need the reminder to do the thing that you told us to do. Yes. Danielle.
Even when you forget it immediately.
Immediately.
You just got a hat, right? Because I saw online that you. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I tell you about my hat?
Yes,
and then you tell me about your hat,
please.
Yeah.
So I was in Round Top with the girls, right? And I'm a Yankee, really. I'm from New York, Connecticut, Italian girl. Lived in LA for a bit, but I mean, I'm always kind of that East Coast person underneath it. And so living here for the last 4 years has been interesting because people are like, you know, you came from California, and I'm like, shit. I don't want to tell anybody that, you know. People, when I first moved here in 2020, people were kind of hostile.
Yeah.
They're mad at you.
I believe
They were hostile. They were. And then I lived through something called the Snowmageddon.
Yes.
We lost our power in the grid, failed us.
That's right.
And then after that, I was like, listen, there between that and now this with the shot, I think I'm like slowly but surely I'll be accepted into the the Texan tribe.
Well, now with your new hat.
And the hat is the final. We got the trifecta.
Done.
There it is.
Go through a natural disaster.
Yes.
Get shot.
Yeah.
And get a hat.
Now you're
Get it-
Texan.
Exactly.
Now you're Texan.
Exactly. And so I was there at Round Top, and it's an antique road show. Well, not really a road show because it goes there twice a year, and it's this one strip. I say it's like Napa Valley, but for antiques because it's got different.
Fun.
Oh, you would love it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, twice they have one in January and one right now.
Oh, fun.
And the one in January is good because it's not hot. And
Yeah.
this is 50-50 if it's going to be humid in the tents. So we're going, these cowgirls have this hat tent area, and they branded this hat for me.
It's gorgeous.
And they brand it right in front of you. And so I picked a lucky horseshoe next to a bullet.
Ooh.
Oh.
Right here.
See it?
That is so cool.
And they put it in for me. And then this little, like, I have a python. It's a python. They said, oh, yeah, we shot that on our land. I was like, okay, you have thousands of snake skins here. There's no way you shot this on your land. But it's a python.
But we'll take the story.
Right? I'm like, that's cute. And then these are these, you can see ass and titties?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's ass and titty coins around my hat.
Oh my God, I love it.
Because they're peep show coins.
What does that mean? Tell me what
So
the peep show
I
coin
guess
is.
they told me they were vintage. And they're coins that people would give.
I'll be honest, they look brand new, but
They do.
but
They're
they also
totally-
shot the snake on their
They're
yard.
lying to me, these cowgirls, these sassy cowgirls. But they make a good hat.
Let me tell
like,
you,
we're
there's
gonna
still some
get-
shavings coming off of the engraving of the coin.
They're over there going.
They don't look vintage.
They knew. They're like, she's not Texan yet. She's still
They don't-
Yankee.
she doesn't-
Yankee. She knows. We'll get her. We'll get her.
It's true. It's true. It's okay. I still think they're pretty though, but it is
They're
cool. The
fun.
coins basically have boobs and butt, and like it's like heads you'll win, tails you'll lose on each other coin.
Love that.
And they're linked together, and they're peep show coins. So I just thought it was kind of cool. I was like, if I was gonna be like an outlaw cowgirl, like,
Yeah.
so this is my hat. I'm wearing it today. And
love
you got
it.
one too.
I did. I just got a hat
Yeah.
made for me. I can't wait to. I'm not going to wear it on stage because I have too many emotions that I need to give people. They need to see them without the shadow of the light.
You might as well have Botox.
I might as well get Botox at that point. You know what I mean? But yes, I'm very excited to wear my new hat.
Yes.
Okay, where are we at before?
We're about at an hour.
Okay,
Yeah.
give me a couple of gratitudes before we have to wrap it up. I want to hear a couple of things that you are grateful for in your life. Now, you've had an incredible career that is just wild. And from Broadway to being a part of hit television shows that are iconic to a whole generation of people that quote you, that your work is a part of somebody's childhood, which I feel that too with Bon Qui Qui and the nail salon. So many people be like, oh my gosh, you were the blah, 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 blah. And so I'm sure you also get that from people that, oh my gosh, your show, your blah, 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 your song, you whatever. So I'm sure there's amazing things in your career that you're grateful for. I would love to hear something from your career that you're grateful for, and then even just your personal life. Like you have an amazing husband, it sounds like, your children, your family, something in your personal life that you're grateful for as well.
I would say I am grateful to Disney. You know, I mean, I've talked a lot about those years, but it hasn't ever been that I wasn't grateful. You know, and when you start talking about, like, I started off the pod being like, you know, nostalgia, if you're really honest about it, it dysregulates people. But like, I am grateful to and I know that really kind of, it feels cheesy to say it because you grow so far. But when you talk about gratitude, if you don't like recognize where you've come from and sort of honor that, there's something wrong with you. And you have to make peace with that. And certainly it was not a perfect, or maybe the outcome wasn't even what I had hoped it would be when I was a kid. I don't know what I was thinking. If the gravy train would just keep coming, you know? Yeah. But what an amazing, like you were just saying these things, like you were these people's child. And it's like, I have a really unique connection to my fans. And whether they follow me or not, there's millions of other people that don't follow me. I don't even have like 1 million followers on Instagram, but I know that if you ask anyone, you know, they're going to know Kim Possible, or they're going to know something. And it doesn't matter to me that they follow or not. Actually meeting them or having them light up. And I have the best fans because when they see me, they become kids again.
Yeah.
And I feel so, and especially now being a mom, but I've always been like the big sister archetype. So when I see them, it's like, oh, well, we're family. Yeah. So the hug's coming. Sorry. Yeah. and so I do have the best fans, whereas I think other people who've maybe been sexualized in their careers are going to be like approached very differently. And so I'm super grateful for the platform that I did create, and wow, it kind of lands there. Yeah. In the career sector.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. And then, of course, it's like, well, what do you do now with that, right? And it's like writing the memoir is going to be really useful. And then, like, how I frame it with that perspective is going to be my story. That's like a totally three-dimensional side of my story that's not just like, you know, these little sound bites that people think about. Oh, she's bitter, or she doesn't understand her privilege. I don't know. These are things that stupid people can say, right?
Sure.
But again, they only see what these little snippets can say, either from a podcaster or something. It's like, there's a whole story, there's a whole life journey. So yeah, that's all.
That's great.
Yep.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Was there any other gratitudes that you needed?
Something in your family. Give me something from your personal life of gratitude.
Well, my first daughter saved my life. So I binge drank in my 20s a lot, and then I just kind of didn't have the best relationship to alcohol. And so when I became pregnant with my daughter, and I quit drinking immediately, and just have never drank. So I've been sober for almost like 9 years, right?
Wow.
Like 9 or so.
You never wanted to go back after you had the baby?
I think initially I realized that I had a bad relationship to it, so I had to start identifying as an alcoholic. And I had gone to Al-Anon for my family years before, but it's like, well, you were actively drinking, you know, and had that relationship. So I still understood program, but I didn't think I would need to practice 12-step. So I never did go to 12-step, but I practiced it, strangely enough. And I've been sober, haven't picked up a drink.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really wild.
Does your husband drink?
No, he stopped. It messes his stomach up.
Oh.
And so he just does it. And honestly, what's great about Austin, I will say that, you guys being here, it's an incredibly healthy city. You wouldn't think so, because we're in the middle of Texas and everything's brisket and barbecue.
No, everybody's jogging everywhere.
It's like exercise. That's the way people meet in for relationships. It's jogging clubs. Like if you're single, you want to join
run clubs.
Run clubs.
Yeah, there's a lot of run clubs.
Yeah, is that in?
It's a big thing in LA too, and everybody's been trying to get me to join. And
I feel like it started here. You know what else? Wait. You know what else is really big here? And I think it also is in LA too now. Is they do DJ spinning at coffee joints.
Oh, I just saw a video of that.
Wait, I haven't seen
my
that.
sister just sent it to me.
Yep.
It's like a day party.
Yeah, but no alcohol.
But coffee at a coffee shop.
I wouldn't mind day activities.
Do you see what I'm saying?
fun.
It's like I think
a little caffeine high.
Yeah.
Well, our generation was like shots.
Yeah.
You could literally not turn on the radio without Kesha telling you to go get fucked up.
Yeah.
Every single song was about alcohol.
Yeah.
And every time you went out in Hollywood, Hyde or Voyeur or wherever it was, you had to get a bottle or know somebody at a table. Or and if you were a woman, you had to look sexy and you had to be falling over drunk just to get like the paparazzi to take your photo. And it was a really rough time, the early 2000s, to be a female in media. And now you can curate your brand and your image a little bit more. So I think alcohol is just not as present. And in Austin, if you go out to any of our nicer restaurants, they have so many mocktails.
Yes.
Great.
It's just an option.
I did notice that because we were here the other day and we went to a few places and
Where'd you go? I want to give you guys Rex.
Yeah. Well, we went to one place that was called, the next door was Eleanor and next to it was Roosevelt. And I laughed about that for far too long than I probably should have.
Oh, you went to Guest House?
No, it was literally called Eleanor in the Roosevelt room or something.
Okay. Yeah.
And so it was whatever was within walking distance.
Yeah.
But I did notice because we went to a few bars just to see the vibes.
Yeah.
And I noticed that they had a ton of mocktails. Like I clocked it immediately.
So right? You're like, what is all these options?
Yeah.
Because if you didn't know that was an option for you, seeing it on a menu is like, oh, I don't have to drink tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of this like subliminal thing of like, you don't have to. So I've enjoyed that. I've enjoyed being able to go out and have like a craft mocktail. I mean, there are calories and it's an expensive juice.
Sure.
But you mentally don't feel it as much.
That's right.
So
I haven't had a drink since New Year's Eve, and even our New Year's Eve was like a sip, a toast. But I started feeling towards the end of the year like my body was communicating to me, and it was telling me this is not for you right now. And I was just a lot of health stuff, anxiety. My mental health was doing a whole thing. My cheek was twitching. I got a cold sore that lasted far too long, and it was like my body was just kind of like
reacting,
freaking out. And I was preparing for this tour, just lots of stuff. And typically I love tequila. I love a craft cocktail. Like all these ingredients I've never heard of. I'm like,
egg white shaken.
Let's get it. What is this?
Say less.
Yes.
Exactly. I love a craft cocktail. And I love to look at the menu and be like, ooh, which one do I want? And I started my body not wanting it, not even wanting to pick up the menu, not even wanting to look at it. I'm like, that's interesting. I think I'm going to consciously now make the decision to not drink instead of being like, I don't feel like I'm supposed to have a drink. And I made a conscious decision not to drink on this tour. And I think it's really helping my health, my physical health, but my mental health. And but a mocktail. I had a mocktail the other day when we had a stop in Abilene, Texas. And a nice
Abilene has mocktails? That's insane. Like,
it was a nice little 0 proof margarita.
Oh,
and but that excites me that you're saying like around here there's like, because I hate when I go, you have a mocktail and then it's just like pineapple juice and like soda water. I'm like, oh no, like a real mocktail. No, okay, never mind, it's fine. I don't want that.
I'll give you Rex for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
That's exciting.
Oh yeah, very.
All right, so
grateful for my first daughter.
Amazing.
I'm playing favorites, I guess, in this conversation.
Look at that.
I know. I can say both of them.
She doesn't follow me. It's fine.
Yeah, those are my two. And the third would be just grateful to be alive after being shot in the face.
Well, sure. Yeah.
So it's like kind of selfish, but we talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm also grateful for you. Thank you for asking me to come on.
This is what a blessing. Let me tell you. The whole team has been very excited about this episode. When I say the whole team, I mean the internal team. The text thread has been on fire, excited about you being on this episode. So thank you.
I need to do a video for your text thread.
Oh, please.
Doing the Kim Possible voice. Okay.
First of all, do not tempt my team. This is our wildest dream. Okay. Okay.
So they're all
doing
millennials.
it. We're gonna do a whole TikTok after this.
Great.
Very
Really-
much millennials over here.
Really appreciate you taking the time. Before we go, we like to listen to somebody calling in and give us a gratitude from their life. Sometimes an attitude or a gratitude. So Danielle has picked one today. And a listener is going to tell us what they're grateful for. And if you're listening or watching and you want to call and tell us what you're grateful for, this is the phone number that you can call.
Yes. And I'm just going to make sure.
We listen to it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Hold on, let me.
What do we say after we listen to it?
We just to comment on it.
Oh, love that.
Yeah.
But here's the phone number. Nope. Hold, please.
We don't. Are we going to hear it or just your headphones will hear it?
No, I'm trying to play it on my computer so you can hear it.
Okay.
Here's the phone number.
747-300-5380. Give us a call. Ooh, yeah.
That's our
Let's
number.
give Gibbs.
Okay. And then this is because you guys don't have headphones. So here's the voicemail.
I love this idea. I'm calling because I wanted to see how it worked. My name's Carl. I'm grateful for my health. It's the most valuable thing that I have. I'm thankful to be alive and healthy and full of life. And because of that, I can be full of joy, and I'm grateful for that too. Have a good day.
Thanks, Carl. Thanks for checking to see how the phone number worked. He said, I'm just calling to see if this thing worked.
Yeah. He's like, is this real?
I guess I might as well leave a gratitude while I'm here. Carl, thanks for
Yeah. You know,
calling in.
sometimes
Is
we
that my
get.
daughter? I think I
Do you
my
hear her?
daughter.
Can she come hang out?
Come in.
Oh, no.
You can come in.
No, you can come in. Come in.
We're wrapping it up.
Hi, Rosie.
It's okay.
Hi, Rosie. Oh, my goodness.
Hi.
Oh, she's squishy.
Hi, baby.
Hi, squishy.
You don't want to come on? Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh.
She just woke up from her nap.
I see that.
Yeah.
Her hair's so cute.
Thank you.
Hi, squishy. They're so squishy at that age.
Oh.
The best.
And
She said, I'm out.
it makes
Never-
you
no
miss
thanks.
the squishy.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
miss the squishy so much. You better squish that face every second you change.
I try. She's a little sassy. I try though.
I know.
She's in a tantrum phase right now.
Okay.
But I
You'll. I
I
know, and
try
they
to
say
give her-
and it's so rough because they say you'll miss that too, and they're like, "You're gonna miss that. It's gonna go fast," and they're right.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Fucking
Well,
right.
that's
and
good to hear.
I was so mad. I was like, "Don't be that way. Don't tell me when it's going fast. Like, just I'm so tired. I'm just getting through
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Like, leave me alone. I'm just trying to figure out how to, not pee myself when I sneeze. Much less try to sign up for summer camps and stuff. But for real, I mean, it does go fast, and then you're like, and I think the reason it goes fast is because like chemically you forget about being pregnant and all the complications and all the crazy things that happen, so that you can have more.
That's what they say. Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like
I've heard that too.
everything
Yeah, yeah,
about
yeah.
us is made to make more and more and more. And so that's, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's why I'm grateful I started later, because now I'm like, I'm not doing it again. I'm just
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I started late. I don't think I can do it again.
yeah, me neither. But you say that now. You say that now. Come on.
Listen.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
No,
my
she's the
goodness.
best.
Too many mocktails and see what happens.
Yeah. It was sugar high.
Whoa.
Thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with us. Very cool to have you and learn more about your life. Thanks for sharing.
You are so welcome.
Appreciate it.
And I'm proud to have you here in Austin and that we could connect here.
Yeah.
And I'd love to stay in touch. And
Are you loving it? Are you loving Austin?
Yeah, I mean, I live here now.
Yeah.
I got a hat.
You're permanent.
She's texted.
I have the trifecta.
Yes.
You haven't changed your
Oh, and the
area
fourth
code
one.
to your phone number, but you
I
did get the
won't.
hat.
Yeah, that's true. I still have 323, and that's kind of like 323. When they ask me, I kind of like say because
Yeah.
she gave me hers, and hers is still 214, which is
I
Dallas.
know.
Oh yeah, I'm 818 still. So
Yeah.
The last, if I would say there'd be a fourth thing,
Yeah.
would be going to Buc-ee's. And
I'm literally where.
I saw. I saw.
Let's talk
Listen.
about Buc-ee's.
She's got her Bucky shirt. Now you got to get the Bucky onesie. The Bucky's onesie.
We saw
I
it.
did
Yeah.
see your video of you.
did?
Yes. of
you did a
in-
video on a Bucky onesie.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
I did a while ago. It was very
So
funny.
funny.
It's
Yeah.
very. Rosie looks so cute in a
Oh,
Bucky's
she would
onesie.
look adorable.
I just got her a Bucky's jacket.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it
Just
looks
put
like
it
a
on her.
Letterman jacket. It's so cute.
Oh, that's cute.
so cute.
That's very cute.
Yeah.
Well, I hope everybody comes to Austin and enjoys it as much as you have, and I'll give you
Definitely.
some
Yeah.
recs.
Well, we're about to go do sound check and start the show.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll get childcare and come back.
I live very close. So.
Fantastic.
Thank
Your name's
you so
on the list.
much. Yeah.
Thanks,
Appreciate
babe.
you, girl.
Thank you.
Thank you.